Yo, what up, brothers? What's up? It's the director. Chargers fans, we got another banger for you guys today. I know I've been really busy. Madden 21's around the corner. We do a lot of Madden content on this channel as well. We got a really good Chargers video for you guys today, revolving around a player that I feel maybe a lot of people have forgotten. We're going to be covering the sleeping giant Nasir Adderley in this video. Before we get started, guys, hit us up with a like and sub if you do enjoy this Chargers content. The small amount of time you guys take to hit the like, sub, and bell notification helps out a lot. Let's get into this video. So I feel like in the NFL in general, fans, even fans within our organization of the Chargers, have a pretty short memory. So a player like Nasir Adderley, who had his rookie debut last season, suffering an injury, really not playing much of his rookie year, he tends to be the kind of player that gets forgotten. And I really feel like this could be something advantageous for the Chargers defense in 2020. I'm sure a lot of, offensive coordinators remember Nasir Adderley, are going to be paying attention to him. But we as fans should probably become more optimistic about Nasir making a true debut in the 2020 season. Because newsflash, everybody, Nasir is still on the roster, and he has yet to show us why we drafted him in the second round of the 2019 draft. What's funny enough, too, is if I told you guys before the draft that we would be drafting Nasir Adderley in the second round, 60th overall, I think a lot of people would have lost it a little bit. Like, oh my God, what a steal. Having flashbacks of picking up Derwin James, 17th overall, sliding down to us 2018 draft. Pretty much the same kind of feelings and emotions emerged during the draft last season, getting Nasir that late. A lot of us wanted us to pick him up, with our first round pick at the late half of the first round. So getting him in the second round was pretty significant. He had a first round grade with a lot of different analysts. So what happened? Why didn't we really see Nasir Adderley shine in the 2019 season during his rookie debut? Well, the first thing that I think I noticed was him tweaking his hamstring during his 40-yard dash at the combine. He ended up running a 4.54, which in my opinion, I would believe he could run a sub 4.40 if it wasn't with those conditions. But even then, a 4.54 is a pretty respectable speed for a defensive back. Now, this hamstring issue that he suffered at the combine would continue to be a problem going into training camp. And the Chargers, my God, we've got flashbacks of players going down left and right. We wanted to be extra cautious with Nasir Adderley. He would still see playing time during the regular season, but mainly on special teams in a limited fashion. Now, as we continued to monitor the hamstring issue, we decided to ultimately pull him around the fourth game of the regular season. He sat out for the following 3 games until ultimately we decided to put him on IR. Thus was the rookie debut of Nasir Adderley. I would say we really didn't get to see much of his potential during his rookie debut. That's why a lot of people, in my opinion, have forgotten about this sleeping giant currently on this already stacked roster of the Chargers defense. Before we continue, I did want to remind you guys of the exciting Discord that we put together probably a couple of weeks ago. This is a great place to come in and talk to me personally, other Chargers fans, maybe Madden fans if you're into the game as well, and help generate ideas and content for the actual channel itself. It's my opportunity to get a first-hand look at what you guys want to see and help influence what we're creating here on the channel together as Chargers fans. So just a heads up with that, guys. Thank you so much for your support. We'll see you guys out there in the Discord chat. So who are we forgetting about? Who is Nasir Adderley? What are we all forgetting, this sleeping giant's potential on our team right now? Nasir came from a smaller school in Delaware. Some people would say that maybe they're a little bit worried that his competition wasn't stiff enough, being from a smaller school, a smaller school prospect. I would, argue that doesn't really matter. Really, when you look at his film, if you guys go check out a highlight reel of Nasir Adderley after this video, you will see the playmaker potential in Nasir Adderley, even though he was in a smaller school. It really didn't deter what he did on the football field. His decision making, his vision was all absolutely NFL elite level. Again, which is why he was widely considered a late first round prospect. I would say that the biggest trait that separates Nasir from other safeties we've seen in recent drafts really is his vision, dude. It's an extremely rare vision for his position. This man can literally see the matrix. And this rare intuition often resulted in spectacular plays on defense. The kind of spectacular plays you're maybe used to seeing from a guy like OB OBJ, you know, the one-handed catch specialist. So he had a spectacular collegiate career. We can put it at that. Very much so a standout. Now, a reason that a lot of analysts and Chargers fans, you know, were very excited that he ended up with the Chargers defense is that he has massive potential when put in the right scheme, playing true free safety, being utilized in like a Seattle defensive scheme, a scheme that honestly the Chargers have been using since the Legion of Boom days. They felt that with the Chargers, the way that we would utilize him, he would become a star. The thought of having Derwin James on one side and Nasir Adderley on the other side really shook the boots of a lot of offensive coordinators in the NFL. Adderley really at his core is a playmaker. He throws his body at the ball using incredible range to generate turnovers. This is what he was built to do. This is why he was drafted for the Chargers. The Chargers struggled in turnovers in the 2018-2019 seasons. I really do feel like they brought him in to do one thing and one thing over, and it was to create turnovers on defense. Not to mention that the kid's a heavy hitter for his size as well. Again, his vision really does come into factor here. He's really excellent with his tackling angles and secure tackling. Now, what's his potential? What are people saying that Nasir could be in the NFL when put in the right system, like the Chargers, when staying healthy, being utilized and prioritized as a true safety? He was heavily compared to players like Earl Thomas, especially in stark contrast to being utilized in a system like Earl Thomas was. And we all know, we're not saying he's gonna be Earl Thomas, but we all saw the potential to be there. Pro Football Focus even went as far to say that he shares traits with the great Ed Reed. Wow, how crazy would that be? I really do think that Nasir has the potential to be the best free safety that we've had since Eric Weddle in his heyday. Now, the big conversation a lot of people are asking me, the big question people are asking me is like, what's going on with Desmond King? Is he going to threaten Nasir Adderley for starting position at free safety? My answer would be mainly no. When talking about the Seattle defense, the Seattle system and that scheme, you're talking about a lot of cover three. And what the Chargers, I think, are really wanting to do with Desmond King is utilize him in the same way they utilized Adrian Phillips. Kind of a hybrid safety. So if you're talking, you know, three high, you're going to have Nasir Adderley, Desmond King, and Derwin James up top. Then you weave that in with our revamped linebacker core, and then also take into account our impressive pass rush, Joey Bosa, Melvin Ingram. This defense is going to be absolutely insane. What I feel like the Chargers are wanting to do is punish bad decision making by quarterbacks, bad decisions that are going to be generated from our pass rush. If you throw high, in Nasir Adderley's direction, they want a playmaker back there that's going to take away the ball. And I honestly, guys, I can see that happening quite a bit in 2020 if Nasir can stay on the field. So as you notice, I didn't really dive into any like heavy statistics and stuff like that. You guys can look into that for yourselves of Nasir Adderley's collegiate career. He was very good. What I wanted to talk about is the potential of what he may look like with the Chargers in the 2020 season, pointing out that he really didn't play in his rookie year, and he's somebody that we should not forget about, being a piece of this incredible, I would say top 5, top 3 defense in the league with the Los Angeles Chargers. When you talk about the top players on the Chargers defense, Derwin James, Joey Bosa, the upcoming Kenneth Murray, Drew Tranquil, Melvin Ingram, our incredible cornerbacks now with Casey Hayward and Chris Harris Jr., Desmond King. A man that's about to be put into that same conversation is Nasir Adderley. So just think about how complete this defense is going to be when this kid is up to speed, the injury concerns are wiped away, and he can be put back there at safety to do what he does best: generate turnovers. This is one of those guys that I really want Chargers fans to pay attention to, especially in something like the new season of Hard Knocks. This is a player you want to keep an eye on. This is one of the best potential breakout players on our roster, and it's somebody to get very excited about. If I told you guys right now that we're going to have the next Earl Thomas on our roster, would you believe me? This is something that's a very true possibility for the Bolts. So guys, get excited about Nasir. Pay attention to him on Hard Knocks. Pay attention to him through training camp and get excited. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the injury is of no concern anymore and we can see this kid, live his potential out with the elite Chargers defense. Guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. What do you guys think of Nasir Adderley? Post in the comments section below. Do you think he's one of our biggest potential breakout stars of the 2020 season? And what would he do to the Chargers defense? How would he elevate the Chargers defense if he played at even anything close to an Earl Thomas level? Guys, thank you so much for joining me. This has been The Director. Pay attention to Nasir Adderley. We'll see you next time. Bolt up, and as always, stay frosty.